Docjr.racing joining me, Leevi Runge and Landon Runge. Landon's the one wearing the hat, just in case you can't tell them apart without their cars. I know I can sometimes. Leevi, you're in Torquay, and Landon, you're out in Lampman?
Yep.
Well, this is pretty cool. This is like the ultimate COVID connection kind of thing. Have you guys been talking to friends and family members like this since March 2020?
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
So what's happening with the stock cars? Have we started building yet?
Mine's still sitting in the shop. Haven't touched it since last year.
I did a bunch of work on mine before I put it away, so I'm not too worried about it yet.
We didn't have a big race season last year, like, I don't know, 8 races or something?
Yeah, 8 or 9, yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else other than Estevan?
I went to Winnipeg at the end of the year, just the one night. Other than that, that's the only place I got to race. So.
Yeah, I think I just raced in Estevan last year.
You guys both had a successful season last year. Leevi, the jump into the B mod, and picked up a championship in 2020.
Yeah, it was a pretty good year.
I don't know how it could get better than that.
No, I mean, just still learning, right?
Yeah.
We got lucky some races. We had some bad luck, and by the end of the year, I think we had it pretty well figured out. But always room for improvements.
I guess so. What kind of encouragement do you guys get from your dad? Does he still have any input, or is he like the mechanic and that's it at this point?
Well, he's into it. I mean, he's the one that I shouldn't say pushes us, because I mean, if our cars aren't ready, he's not working on them for us. So he will help, and he does do a huge part to us. But I mean, if we don't want to work on our cars, he won't work on them either, right?
I guess so. And Landon, 2020 was not horrible for you either. I think you finished top 5.
Yeah, I think I got 4th in points this year.
That's okay. Are you, I don't know if you want to spill the beans on this or not, or are you staying with a hobby stock?
Yeah, I'll just stay for the hobby stock this year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows how the race season is going to go this year, so what we're going to do and whatever else.
The hobby stock, obviously you do well in it.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said you're comfy in a hobby stock, and obviously you do well in it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it pretty good, I think. I mean, Levi's out of it too now, so it gives me a little bit of a jump.
Tough racing against each other?
Yeah, it was good until he started beating me. It wasn't that fun. No, it was all good. Yeah, I couldn't race against anybody side by side like I could with him, so it was fun.
That's good. Were you guys competitive outside of racing with each other?
I don't know. I'm kind of a grump when it comes to race day, so I used to kind of get on Landon's case. Well, I still do, but I mean, that's more or less just his running his program, and just because I have a little one up on him just because I've been in it a couple more years than him, so I'm always trying to tell him what to do, and sometimes we get back and bickering at each other, but I don't know. It's on the track. We're pretty sane with each other. Usually we'll help each other out.
That's good.
Yeah, I kind of just try to keep my distance from him at times.
He's that angry on race day, hey?
Yeah, he gets pretty intense.
All right. You guys were pretty young when your dad was still racing, weren't you?
Yeah. Really young.
Did you ever get to see him race in Lampman?
We would have when we were younger, but I think the only time that I would remember would be at the homecoming race in Latman they had. I don't even know what year it would have been, but he raced his mod there. But other than that, we were too young to remember him racing his hobby stock or whatever.
And did he get out of it, or was he still racing when you guys started?
No, he was out of it for, what was it, 2 years or 2 or 3 years. And we weren't even going to the races or anything. And then I turned 14, and my buddy Riley was saying that he was getting a race car, and I was like, well, I want a race car. We got talking, and we ended up finding a car in Iowa, and that yellow car that I raced, Landon raced it, then Byron raced it, Docjr raced it, the Warway, or what do they call it, the War Shark.
War Shark.
That was actually my original car. And we got it in Iowa, and Dad's trailer guy, he put it in one of the trailers that Dad had for sale and brought it to us from down in Iowa. And I remember when we got it, it still had a whack load of dirt in the thing, like it wasn't even cleaned up or nothing. And that was
a used car, hey?
Yeah, and then that was the first year that the crate motors came out. That was 2012, or maybe it was first or second year. Like the only person that had a crate motor was Gowdy Senior. So we took the motor, that grain truck motor that was in that thing, and we set it off to the side and instantly got a crate. And we've always both run this crate since.
Obviously, they've worked well for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that motor's got to be still going. Like when me and Lanham were done with it, I think it probably had over 100 nights on it. Hayden ran it and Byron ran it. So
wow.
By the end of it, she was up there.
Well, if we can find that small block Chevy kicking around somewhere, we'll have it bronzed and put it on display somewhere, I think, at this point. That thing's got a lot of history in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Landon, tell me about your first time in a race car.
I was nervous as hell. I remember just thinking I was going so fast, but then everyone's just blowing by me. But I think I got a few nights in out at B Eagles Track in Manor, so it wasn't terrible for me. And with Leevi Racing, I know I've raced before me. When I wasn't able to race yet, I know I was in his car a few times. So I mean, I had a little bit of help, but it was still pretty nervous for me. It was nice when Leevi was on the track with me, though, because he would help me get lined up and whatever else. But
yelling and screaming and pointing where you're supposed to be.
Actually, I have a cool picture, and you can see my hand out the window actually pointing to land inside the this first year.
That's awesome. So, give up a little secret here. Does Dad actually build the transmissions, or do you guys get them built somewhere?
Mine was built by Rob Stenvold this year, but our Power Glides, I think Dad. I don't even know.
I'm not even sure where mine's come from.
I'm pretty sure your dad could build a Power Glide with his eyes closed at this point.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, I don't understand how that guy has so much knowledge in his head, because it just say.
That's pretty much all he's ever done is cars, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be trying to figure out what wrench and thinking it's a standard, and he'll tell me it's a 14 millimeter without even looking at it. How do you even know that?
You guys get along when you work together?
Yeah, it's usually pretty good. I mean, unless, like Leevi said earlier, if we're not going to work on the car, he's not going to do it for us either. He wants us to learn so that one day we're able to do it on our own, whatever else. But he's always there to help us when we need it. So,
is he teaching you responsibility and racing all at the same time?
Yeah, I guess so.
Crap, you're not supposed to learn a lesson. You're just supposed to have fun.
No, he's like, I remember when we first built my first car that we just sold last year, or my second car, I guess. I remember when that car was put together basically just by Dad, just because me and Lana were both still in school. It was at high energy. We would come in the odd time to help, but I mean, for the most part, he'd work on it throughout the day, so we didn't learn that much from it. But throughout the years, like, I mean, we pulled a couple motors now together, and my B mod, me and Dad did that well, I guess would have been this time now, last year. And we did all that together, so that was a huge help. And then Lannon rolled there and he had to take his motor out and stuff. So I don't know. It's, like I said, it just takes time. He didn't learn all his knowledge in one motor pulling, so right.
That's right. I'm sure he's made a lot of mistakes along the way, and that educated him for the future.
Yeah.
Well, you're lucky to have that guy in your pit stall and helping you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, boys. Well, thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to have a little chat with us, and hopefully we get out of this cold deep freeze that we're in, and we end up in racing season sooner than we hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been pretty cold.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
We had it so easy for such a long time, and then all of a sudden we got beat up the last couple of weeks. Oh well, we will survive. Thanks, guys. You take care.
All right. Thank you.